Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Welcome to Kill It With Fire podcast, where friends get together to drink, and so why the fuck not record it? I am Sean, I'm 22, live in Sicily right now, but I am originally from Burbank, California. To my left, I have Austin. How you doing,
Hey.
Austin?
It's fine, how you doing?
Where are you
I'm
from?
originally I'm 24 by the way.
Okay.
Close to 25 here, a couple months. I'm originally from Kentucky. Yeah, I know, fucking backwoods of Kentucky. But I have lived for 5 years in San Diego, California. Much better than Kentucky. If I do say so myself. But that's about me. Let's kick it over here to our special guest here, Mike.
Mike, to my right.
Hello, Internet world. My name's Mike, as you know. 27 years old, and I'm also from California, Fresno, as a matter of fact. The best coast is the left coast.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Alright, so before we continue, I gotta give a shout out to our friend James. He is sadly working tonight, but he is part of the original trio of the podcast with Austin, me, Sean, and James. We're the ones that came up with this idea, but I want to give him a shout out to him since he's working. Sorry, bro. Sorry without you, but we're gonna continue. And so, what are we gonna be talking tonight?
Well, I think Mike, you got a good topic for us.
Well, I want to talk about little things, just little things like SOPA.
Oh,
So,
well,
Maybe a little bit of Star Wars because I like Star Wars. Actually, I take that back. I love Star Wars. And then a little bit of WoW. Maybe about the Mac and PC world and the economy.
the economy.
Yeah.
Don't forget the National Defense Authorization Act. We can put that in with SOPA as well. Speaking of SOPA, I guess we'll start right there. It's not much to talk about with SOPA. We all are, we're all internet buffs here. We've been on there for a while. We do know it's a bad thing. For anyone that doesn't know, I don't know how you wouldn't. It's everywhere on the internet. Stop Online Piracy Act. It's
Garbage.
It is garbage. It is.
bullshit. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'll have to admit. It's definitely will be the death of the internet and possibly even America's prosperity.
Well, think about this way, guys. If you were opening up an internet browser, what is the 3 websites that you're going to go to?
Google.
And tell me that they don't have a way that SOPA is going to stop it.
Well, you got Google, you got Facebook, you got YouTube, you got maybe Amazon, maybe a few more. But basically,
But here's the thing: like, you Google search anything, like you want to download something. That's the thing. Like, download. SOPA would fucking stop that shit.
yeah, we're not talking about here with like piracy. We're talking about downloading anything that could be considered piracy. I mean, when you go to like BitTorrent, that website would definitely die. However, there are legal torrents out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I myself don't torrent. I don't. I know it's weird. A guy who doesn't torrent anything. I usually either I get it from friends or, which I guess it's kind of the same thing, really. But
But you purchase things.
I usually purchase things, yeah. Simply because I prefer if I buy something to know it's going to be good quality, and to know there's no viruses attached to it. That's always a good thing.
And not necessarily that, but if you download something you really like, you want to support them so they continue.
I kind of
Like,
do. I mean, I can see that.
For example, I love anime. That's just I just love anime, right? And
Yeah.
there are websites out there that support licensing, and they ask permission from the companies, like toy animation and etc. 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 And there is a website that I go to, Crunchyroll.com, for example. They are fully legit. They go through licensing. They ask for permission. They pay them money, and you could give them money for being a member. You could see some stuff for free, right? But I do have a monthly membership with them, just to support the animes that I love. You know, and that helps the American community because it puts it out to us. Gives us subtitles in English because there the subtitles are actually done by the companies who made the anime, not by just random people who are like, all right, we're just a fan group, right?
Yeah.
And I'll give $5 to $10 a month any day just to support that.
Yeah. But it's not just all this, but it also the stop online piracy. The reason that I'm so against it is because it seeks to even people like us who actually do buy stuff and who actually we don't torrent. It still punishes us for doing the right thing. Even though there are, yes, I'll agree, there are plenty of people out there who torrent all kinds of things. And because of that, they've passed this knee-jerk reaction act to basically punish everything. So basically, if a site has been found not really guilty, I should say, but if a site has been found to have certain torrenting, or if they have anything, let's take YouTube for example. If a person uploads a video and they have music in the background of their video, and that music is copyrighted, they can claim copyright infringement on that video. And the thing is that that person is not punished. It's YouTube is punished, and then or not just YouTube. It's probably won't affect YouTube that much.
Although, by the way, I have sorry to interrupt you, but although I have seen videos where they said the music of this video has been copyrighted,
Doesn't
so
matter.
it's all silent, but the video is still up there.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's not going to really affect YouTube. YouTube, they're a powerhouse. They're not really going to be affected. They got enough lawyers.
Owned by Google, man.
Yeah, Google's got enough lawyers behind them to fix anything. I'm talking like any up and start company, any small person who wants, or any person wants to put up a URL of something. Doesn't matter what it is. He can go to put it up there. If one person has copyright infringement, that whole website can be blocked, and it can efficiently just shut that thing down. And it's because of this that you're going to have all these big name companies go up through the roof and suppress all the other ones, all the little ones that want to, do whatever. I mean, anybody can literally go in there, upload anything that's copyrighted, and then bam, that site's shut down. Granted, you can still go to the sites if you know the the IP address for the site, but that has to go researching and find the IP address, and they would take down the URL itself. And while most of us here know how to type in IP addresses to, a URL code, not everybody else does, and that can efficiently shut down a website.
How about you, Mike? What do you think?
Well, I think SOPA is bullshit because it's a blanket clause. I feel that honestly, they can use the legal verbiage of what it says in their favor. I understand that it's for the music industry and the movie industry to file lawsuits against websites.
But that's just what you're saying is that's just an excuse they're using to pass this law, right?
Yes, because they feel that the music industry and the movie industry is a major business for America. I just don't think that the rest of the world is going to benefit from it, because if we sell these things, we want to distribute in other countries, and we make a lot of money with or without copyrights. I understand the whole copyright thing. Who said it first, who owns what they said. But honestly, if you do something as a parody, if I wanted to make, let's just say Rebecca Black Friday. If I wanted to make fun of Friday, yeah, it's an easy one to pick up. There's a lot of parodies. There's a lot of remakes, but there's nobody going after Justin Bieber for remaking Friday. Katy Perry, she made Friday. She actually featured her in a video.
Yeah, she did.
But just because she did that, no lawsuits are going to be filed against her. But for me, as a internet user, just a regular guy on the internet, if I just want to make fun of Rebecca Black because I feel that's a funny song, I'm gonna get a lawsuit.
Yeah, there's a lot of other parodies. There's even like reviews that people use, and right now under the DMCA, the Digital Multimedia Copyright Act, I can't remember what year it was passed. But under the DMCA, they have what's called the fair use clause, and you can use a copyrighted piece of material as long as it's kept under, I believe it's like 30-second clips, and you have to be using it for educational purposes, for research, or for reviewing. You can post your review of it, and you can use clips of it to support your review. But who's to say that you're gonna? And then there's plenty of people that subscribe to, and I watch. It's a good way to pass the time, either at work if you're bored, or at home, not playing video games. You can watch reviews of other things. There are pretty funny ones out there, and things like that. There are people that have their own website dedicated to reviewing. I want to name one person out there. There's a guy named Nostalgia Critic who I like a lot. He has his own website that he uses, and who's to say that someone can't call him for copyright and take his website down?
I think, especially with YouTube users, that when, let's say, you make an AMV video, whatever, you put together some pictures and put music behind it, right? If the music is copyrighted, I don't think it should be a problem as long as you mention, the proper people who made it, the company who produced it, blah blah. Just like how I really like Dragon Ball Z Abridged, right?
Yeah.
By Team 4 Star. Awesome series. I love it to death. But they've been taken down, even though before any of their videos start, they mention,
Fujicon, Toei Animation, the companies that own Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. They mention everyone who owns it, saying it belongs to them, we're just a parody, and they still attack them saying, no, you can't use it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they are, you can see they are a parody of that particular series, and so under the fair use clause, they should be able to do this because they're parodying it. It's kind of a review to parody something.
But in my opinion, this is free advertisement for them. Why would they want to stop it?
Yeah,
it's not like it's negative towards them.
Did anybody get mad at Weird Al Yankovic remaking their songs back in the 90s?
I think Weird Al kind of paid them to do those songs.
Well, okay, so if it's money, then why not say, hey, let me get 5 cents to the dollar on what you just made? Because if it's free for them, the research or whatever that they've done to make the parody, because they want it to be funny or lucrative, right? Because they shorten the Dragon Ball Z series, the abridged version, shortened the storyline, but it made it entertaining as well.
Yeah, you don't have,
as I
40
said,
episodes
it's free advertisement. Yeah. Why do you hate it so much? I don't get it.
Yeah, but the whole SOPA thing also reminds me of the other act that they're passing, the National Defense Authorization Act. They have, I believe, pushed this to 2012. Basically, for anyone who doesn't know this one either, this is where the military, if they suspect you or anyone else of being a terrorist, they can inter you indefinitely. They don't have to have a set time to inter you. They can inter you for as long as they need to.
No fair trial.
Yeah, you don't get a fair trial. You don't get your speedy trial. And basically, the way it says is that they're interring you until either you're cleared or this war on terror is over. However, how long is that going to be? There is no set objective that we need to accomplish for this war.
It could be indefinitely.
Yeah, I mean, if for any other war in history, when you had World War II, I mean, what was the set objective? The objective was till the other side,
lost.
Lay down arms until they signed their armistice and they surrendered. But with the way the terrorists work, there is no one group. There is no one terrorist organization that we need to get to surrender.
There are a lot of terrorist groups out there, not just necessarily in the Middle East, even in Europe.
Not here in Europe, here in America, there are plenty of terrorist organizations out there. I mean, terrorists is not a new thing. It's been around even before America was founded.
Yeah.
There have always, since the dawn of time, since the dawn of civilization, there have been terrorists who have sought to undo civilization, and they will continue until civilization ceases. There will always be crazy fanatics for whatever sect, be it religion, be it philosophical, political, whatever reason they have, they will be, there will be terrorists always.
Why is I mean, I I know the answer to this, but the question is why does our government is so focused on taking away our rights?
Because it gives them more power. That's
As I said, I know the answer. I'm just putting
Yeah.
out the question like, you gotta ask yourself, why the hell are they doing this? Obviously, people want more power. No matter what position you are in, you want more power. You want, you know, be the overlord against, or over other people. But it's
yeah, but
in the Constitution.
There's several amendments that they're breaking, and even they break obviously our right to speedy trial, our right to a fair trial by a jury of our peers. They obviously break that one, and by interring us without a trial for an indefinite period of time, that's imprisonment. But you also have several amendments that they kind of not overtly go against, but when you have the Second Amendment, they have conditions on what is considered a terrorist. One being having too much food stocked up because you're expecting a terrorist attack or whatever. But
or you're just paranoid because you think the world's gonna.
Or not just that, but even if most people stock up because there's always power issues.
Natural
I live,
disasters.
like I said, I live in Kentucky where it's Tornado Alley. We had stocked up on food in case of tornadoes. You just did that, and so what's to stop them from saying you're stocking up because you're expecting a terrorist attack because you know of one?
I think, I'm sorry, but what I think is that let's say there's a giant protest, right? And
Yeah.
let's say Austin, you are the ringleader.
Yeah.
Not saying you are. Let's just hypothetically think you are the ringleader, and you are the reason why this whole protest is going on. They could say, "Oh, you are a terrorist. We're gonna keep you in prison for life."
Not really for life, just an indefinite period of time. I mean, they can't tell you you're going to prison for life.
They have to figure out why.
But you're not going to have a trial, so what will stop them from keeping you for life?
I mean, that is true. I mean, I'm not saying they won't keep you for life. I'm saying they can't officially stay for life. It's just we're holding you until terrorist activities cease. Well, what terrorist activity? What has gone on? But it's there's that. There's the right to protest could potentially be impeded upon, but also the Second Amendment, our right to bear arms. What if someone looks at this person and says, "Well, this guy's got a little bit too much guns. We should probably take him." I mean, also from being in the Midwest, there's a lot of hunters where I'm from, and many hunters have different rifles, different guns, depending on what game they're fighting. You're not going to use the same rifle to hunt a deer as you do to hunt, whatever else you hunt. A bear. I hope you would hunt a bear. It's kind of
I love
big game
hunting
right
bear.
there.
Big game.
I will hunt bear.
I help my bare hands.
In
Get it?
California,
Bare hands.
It's
California.
It's a state animal. It's the California bear.
I apologize.
I'll still hunt him.
Ours is a cardinal.
And I'll hunt cardinals too.
Anyway, but yeah, like if you're hunting bird or if you're hunting deer, you're going to use different kind of guns, different kind of ammunition to hunt either one. And if you're quote unquote stockpiling this many different ammunition types, they can potentially see you as a terrorist threat and they can inter you. And that's not just for hunting. You also got protection. People do own guns in big cities for protection, and you want to have ammunition for that. I mean, you don't just want to have a gun with no ammunition. It's kind of ridiculous. You probably throw your gun at them. Maybe it is a piece of metal. It could do some damage. But they could always see you stockpiling too much ammunition. I mean, what exactly is too much ammunition? I mean, they say that stockpiling
it's all opinionated.
Exactly, and if they say it's stockpiling food, it could be in excess of 7 days. Well, I'm lazy. I don't like going shopping, so I usually shop for 7, maybe 2 weeks of food because I don't want to go out that often and keep buying food. And just where I'm from, we usually do stockpile a bunch of food.
I don't remember where I read this, but it is said that every 200 years, the United States needs to overthrow their government.
Not every Not the United States, but any country.
Any country, right? Every 200 years, overthrow your government, so the politicians get an idea saying, "Oh, I should not fuck with the people because they do shit to me. I should do what my job, pretends to."
And by the way, we're not saying anyone should overthrow the government. We're not really saying that.
No. We're not saying that. We are not a terrorist group. Just saying.
Don't want to be interred for the rest of my life because
No.
of one podcast. That'd be horrible.
That would suck. But in any case, the politicians, I don't know, you guys listening to this podcast, do you know that the politicians, if you make Senate once, you will be paid for the rest of your life, around six figures, for the rest of your life. You gotta do a term of 4 years, and you're set. That's it. You just gotta be elected once. You don't even have to make president, which is a ridiculous amount of money as it is.
Well, Senate has 2-year terms.
What?
Senate has 2-year terms.
Senate? Oh. I feel retarded now. But, in any case, make it once, do your duty, and then you're set for life.
I don't really call it a duty. I mean, calling it a duty kind of makes it sound. I mean, military people do a duty. They do go out and the crap and do all this other stuff they have to do. But I wouldn't call being a senator or a congressperson a duty.
Yeah, you actually decided to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you did it for the military too, but at the same time, you don't sit in this lap of luxury with this gigantic house. And whenever you travel anywhere, that you have the military travels coach and these senators travel first class. And if they even travel first class altogether, I mean, you want them,
or a private jet.
Yeah, we want them to mingle with the common people. They're disgusting.
Never once.
They might get the common rabble rubbed off on them and have to wash their suits again.
All my respects to the military personnel. They are doing
the backbone. I would say the backbone
of
America.
Go. They are.
Well, our ideas of America is driven by power, and I would say the military flexes their power, and they are shunned for it. I don't think they should be shunned for it. I think that America says, "Hey, we have power, but we're not going to show it."
No, I think that the problem is the United States thinks we still need to be the police of the world.
Yeah.
Which is not true anymore.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We need to stop that. A lot of other countries, European, Asian, fucking, no matter where the fuck you are, they look down on the United States because we still want to be like, oh, we're the fucking tough guys of the fucking world. We'll tell you what you can do. We need to stop that. We need to take all our troops back to the States, focus on what's happening right now. Because with this economy, we need to fix our shit and not ignore everyone else, but just stop this policing. This is bullshit.
And it's not, I mean, the economy obviously is the major issue. I mean, we have a huge deficit in excess of $14 trillion. I can't even imagine $14 trillion. I can't even think about that much money. Yet we're in excess of that. Our spending if you'd actually look at how much money we make in revenues versus how much money we spend, anybody who is doing their own budget should be fired. If they're being paid to do a budget, they should be fired because this is ridiculous. The amount of money we spend based upon how much we get, and
Alright, let's go to a different topic. Too much politics. Let's go to the topic of women. Let's see. It could be positive, negative, whatever you want. What do you guys got?
Well, I'm going to ask a question to you two. What is the best experience with a woman, and what is the worst experience with a woman?
Are you saying the experience that we had, or that could happen?
You had, personally.
Okay. Austin.
Why you're
Just
passing to me first?
because I need time to think.
I do too. Why don't you tell us, Mike? You're the one that came up with the question.
Well, I don't want to answer.
Give
my
us
own
an
question.
example.
Okay. Well, my first experience with a woman.
First or best?
No, first experience. So you'll take it as you may. The first experience with a woman, sex.
Okay.
It was on Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Let's just say my family
Wasn't
had.
that a family reunion, huh?
No, my family had, a turkey, gravy, stuffing,
Gravy.
pumpkin pie, all the things that we had as an American family.
But you're Asian.
For Thanksgiving. Yes, I am Asian. Okay, but we had the American culture
Right.
Oh, okay.
to follow.
By the way, for those of you guys that are listening, Mike is Asian.
He's Lao.
I don't know if you
Wow.
guys figured that out, but okay. So let's just picture this painting that I'm drawing right here. Thanksgiving turkey, pumpkin pie, stuffing, mashed potatoes,
I'm
everything,
hungry already.
family around.
I like the hand gestures
Actually,
you're doing.
immediate family, and actually cousins and uncles. Everything around. I'm 17 years old. I have a different agenda in my mind.
Please don't tell me it's incest.
Let's just say I get a phone call, one phone call, on my regular phone because, mind you,
A booty
call.
I'm 27 years old. We didn't have cell phones. I mean, we did have cell phones, but you had to be rich to have a cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone.
Yeah, I remember those days.
So she called the house phone. I pick it up, and she says, "Hey, meet me outside down the street." Down the street, I go. I say, "Hey, Mom, I'm going to go down the street to meet a friend." Meet my friend. Guess what? She's in the car. She's 19 years old. So let's just say there's a little statutory, but we're not going to argue with that because...
She's 19?
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Oh, so she's the one that's committing the statutory rape.
I'm okay with this. I say, hey, you know it'd be a great Thanksgiving gift? Is if he pulled your pants down. And you know what? That works. Maybe in that only instance, but in any other time, that probably might have not worked, but that worked for her. She said, hey, guess what?
I am thankful for the pants pulling.
I know they give Thanksgiving gifts, but...
So that was my first experience. Thanksgiving dinner.
That she gave.
I said, thank goodness I'm not a virgin.
Oh, my first experience was a little bit. I was actually dating the girl for 6 months. I want to say.
Mine's gotta be quite similar, but continue.
I was kind of an awkward teenager at the time.
A socially awkward penguin.
I was definitely a socially awkward penguin, if you will. No, I was at the time my mother was deployed. She was over in Germany, I believe, and so I was living with my grandparents, and they had a. It's funny when I say this, but it's not that bad. I lived in the shed.
Wow.
No, they had no space for me and my sister. My sister got a room, and I had this. I mean, they converted the shed. It was a nice shed to be true here. I mean, had air conditioning and all other.
Oh, shed.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a shed.
That just shows you.
It was an exterior.
How Germany is better than any
no,
other European country.
This is my grandma's house in Kentucky. This is Kentucky, by the way, people. So this is why. But no, I was living in a shed. I was kind of like Harry Potter, if you will, not really. But so I brought my girlfriend out to this shed, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It wasn't really special like Mike's over here with Thanksgiving and.
You know what? I'm not going to say that everybody had a special occasion for it, but it happened to turn out that way.
And my shed was nice. It had a bed. It had TV. It had PS2 in it.
Well,
it was an awesome shed. It had power.
Let's go on my story. Well, since we're talking about first times, like it was with the first American girlfriend I had.
Oh yeah. By the way, Sean is Hungarian.
Okay, thanks.
That
still means I'm white. So.
Yeah, he's still white.
But long story short, longest relationship I ever had, 6 months, right? And
wow, that's a lifetime.
No shit. But I was pretty much sick of this relationship. We We were arguing left and right every freaking day, and I was pretty much done with her. And then one day she turns to me, she's like, "I'm ready." I'm like, "Ready for what?" "I'm ready to have sex." I'm like, "Well, fuck it." And I
Fuck
did.
it, we're doing it live.
Fuck it, we're doing it live. And I did. And nothing special about that, except I was a type that try to have my first sexual experience. Not saying it's special, but something that I could look back at and smile. No, can't really smile, but I'm a man, so I said fuck it.
All right.
Anything else?
Well,
All right,
no.
I'm gonna go on. I'm going on my worst experience. My worst experience actually does not involve sex. All right, this is just bad, and this is bad on my part. This is not her fault at all. This is completely. I was being a douchebag, and
Okay.
So here's what's happened. We've been dating for 2 years. Dating for 2 years. That's a long time.
A lifetime, yeah.
It's like 4 lifetimes for Sean's over here. I was dating her for 2 years, and we've been kind of fighting a lot. And so I was going to break up with her. So I call her on February 13th. That's the day before Valentine's Day. Remember?
Yeah.
I was in San Diego at the time. She was in Kentucky. Because we've been in a long-distance relationship. It was bad. I didn't much like it that much. But, I mean, she was good. Anyway. I call her up 13th. I break up with her at 10 o'clock. Which, with the time difference, was midnight, maybe midnight 30. Over at her end on the 14th, on Valentine's Day. I broke up with the girl on Valentine's Day. I know.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead and judge me.
Yeah.
You
Heartbreak
shouldn't
over
feel
here.
bad. That same girl that I was talking about, on our 6-month anniversary, she baked me a cake and had like a bag full of goodies, like all the candy and shit that I love the most. She gave it to me. My hands were full. And I had nothing to give her. And I said, I want to break up.
Douche.
That was my gift to her. Obviously, she left in tears. I went back to the house. I put the cake on the table. My family, my parents, had guests at the time, like, hey, free cake. So,
Didn't even give the goodies back. Kept the goodies and broke up with her.
hey, it was delicious. But in any case, the relationship was not delicious. But it had to end. Mike, what do you got to say?
Well, okay, my worst experience with the lady. Let's just say she was a lady. This girl, this
Just
is
saying.
a different girl. We had a pretty good relationship on her end. She wanted everything in the world for me. But I was, let's just say, in high school, just really filling out the world, per se. Maybe just women. And I decided that I didn't want to be with her anymore. She came to my house, and she was like, hey, you know what? I would love to have sex with you, but Auntie Period has come visit me, so we can't have it.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's a big ouch in the man world. So what did I ask her? I said, how about Uncle BJ? Did he come? And you know what she said? Oh, I'm so sorry. I love you, but I can't do that. I don't do that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. As a teen in your life, when did you not want to have sex? Okay, so if your two decisions in your life was to not have sex or to have sex with just a blowjob or whatever, what would you choose?
Obviously, a fucking blowjob.
Okay, so that's how I felt. I was like, you know what? If you are having a little bit of issues or whatever, we don't have to stop the party. We can keep on going. Maybe we can do that. And you know what? It was wrong for me to judge against her. She said that, I don't feel it. I don't feel comfortable with doing this. I am under my period. I am stressed. And, don't get me wrong, women out there.
You don't want to earn your red wings.
You have to get them in the mood, right? But unfortunately, I was young. I was, adrenaline pumped, and I was like, you know what? This is grounds for a breakup. So I said, I gave an ultimatum that was
Oh my god.
an idiot
Oh my God.
ultimatum in this world. I said, you know what? If you don't go down on me, this is the end.
Oh man.
And you know what she said?
Game over.
You know what she said?
What'd she say?
I'm sorry. And you know what I said? I said, well,
I'm
too
sorry.
bad.
Me too.
And,
With or without the mustache?
well,
without.
I didn't have a mustache.
Too
I was
bad.
still in high school at the time. Okay. But I do regret a little bit because I was an ass. I was an ass during that time. I shouldn't have treated women the way I did. I have 4 sisters, 2 older and 2 younger. I am the only boy. So whatever I knew of women was from my sisters. So
Yeah.
they always treated me with respect because I was their brother, their only brother. So they always shrouded me from the mysteries of women. They always treated me like
You
women
think
are
they'd
good.
actually
Yeah,
initiate you in the
Yeah.
whole shroud?
they would do things for me that regular women like if you just met a woman on the street, they would expect respect. But I've only you get extra respect, and I expected that from women, and I'm not saying it's my sister's fault. I'm not saying that I'm not wrong for what I did, but I do feel that I treated women without respect when I was younger, and I'm grown now. I understand that was not.
I have a feeling you're saying this because you are engaged.
Well, I am engaged to this day, thank goodness. That I've actually found somebody that is okay with
Somebody to love.
somebody okay with who I am to this day.
I'm
I-
kind of envious, actually. But let's see. Hey, Austin, you okay?
Good.
All right, don't die on us.
He's choking on my heartfelt story about BJ's
Okay.
I am. Oh
and
my
no
God.
J's.
I will say that I had kind of the opposite experience. I had one little sister, and that was it. It was just me and her, and we fought all the damn time about everything. And she learned all my buttons pretty quick and when to push them to piss me off the most. And she did all the time. So we fought all the time, and I don't mean like fighting, arguing. We argued a lot too, but we had some like knockdown, drag out fights. And I'll tell you that women have claws, and I don't really have claws. I was bigger, so I could push her around, but she could scratch me.
Hey, claws are good in the bedroom. Just saying.
Well, not whenever you're
Not
fighting.
your sister's claws.
Well, okay, not.
Whoa, dude.
I'm not.
Hey-o.
Wait, no, I'm
I
not
will-
saying in that situation.
No. I mean,
I
like,
did have experience with claws, not my sister.
when it
thank
came
God.
to whose turn it is on the internet, they're bad. Because I would hog the internet. Because we had one computer. This is back in the olden days.
Back in the 90s.
Back whenever we had dial-up.
Oh, I remember
We had
dial-up and
the
playing
28
Diablo 2, man.
Oh, not even that.
Oh.
Just like anything. Like, just to do anything on the internet. Dial-up. And my sister had friends I didn't. So she liked to talk to these friends on the computer, the telephone, all the time, and I was always on the internet. So she would just, instead of coming to me and say, "Hey, Austin, I want to call my friend," no, she just go ahead and get on the phone and just keep pushing buttons. It'll kick me off, and so I would just keep trying to log on over and over and over again. So she gets to talk to the modem all the time, and then when she come out, we'd fight.
Yeah, I was really young, and I have a half sister. I consider her a sister because I grew up with her, but she was in high school at the time when I was in grade school, and obviously she's a half sister from my mom's side, so obviously my dad didn't like her too much, but she was talking on the phone all the time, right? And my dad hated it, but he couldn't do anything because she was a straight A student. And, she found that loophole saying, hey, I'm an awesome student. I get straight A's. I'm a perfect student. You can't do shit. And it worked out for her. But, anyways,
But yeah, I will say that now my sister and I get along. It's not I guess since being separated from her for so long, when I do see her, it is nice. However, if I see her for too long, like if I go home for 2 weeks, we get back in that whole routine where we just fight over everything. So as long as I only see her for maybe a week or so out of the year, it's fine, and we're
Alright.
all brother sister cool.
I'm sorry, Austin. I'm gonna change topics
That's
on
fine.
ya. I got something written down here. Yeah, we're ghetto. Rewrite our shit on the cardboard piece of paper.
That would
But
be
I
paper.
have Facebook and fucks, aka people who post shit on Facebook that's fucking retarded.
Well, not just
like
that.
like categories.
Yeah.
You have the category of the fucking the people who just had a kid, like pictures, like
Oh,
hundreds of their fucking kids.
Or when they put their kid's picture on their profile pic, like
oh my god!
like
really?
there's sometimes whenever I want to find somebody, and I'll type their name in, and it'll come up, and I'm like, well, that's the person's name. But last I remember, they weren't 2 years old, so that can't be them.
It's like,
But
hey,
what
look, this is little Jimmy's first picture. You know, his first time on the potty. Like, okay, if you do that in real life, like I am taking a shit on the shitter, and I'm taking a picture of it. Like, hey, I'm on the shitter for the first time, or whatever, and it's fucking retarded.
I just feel that those people put their pictures of their kids because they're proud.
Like, I
Well,
understand
That's
you're
because you're
wild,
engaged.
Okay,
but
what
don't
is the
share
thing
it
that
with
you're
the
gonna get-
world.
I am engaged.
You are
I
like
understand.
this close to having a fucking family,
Okay,
so
but,
you got to deal with that in
okay,
like 3 years.
Well, you single ladies, what are you proud of?
What?
What are you proud of?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, so you put absolutely nothing in your photos.
Exactly.
Okay,
I haven't
so
posted
why
on Facebook.
hate?
I haven't posted on Facebook in about 6 months.
Is there not enough hatred in this world? Why would you get upset at
We're
such
being a
little
hippie.
thing?
Because
being a hippie
I
right
am
now.
the type of person that will block your ass for that shit. Because that's retarded. Like,
I don't
I'm
have
friends
kids.
with you. I'm friends with you, and all of a sudden you have a kid, and you have 200 pictures. Like, every single post is a fucking picture
But
of your
that-
fucking kid.
That's
I
not
don't give a fuck about your fucking kid.
That's-
You're my friend. I want to talk to you. Not a fucking picture of your fucking kid.
I think he hates them. Anyway, that's not what I hate the most. What I hate the most are
On Facebook?
are the stalkers on Facebook who will like something. We have a guy we work
we got
with.
a coworker.
We got a guy we
Oh,
work with
man.
who you will post one thing, and before you can even like just scroll down, he's
Yeah.
already liked
About 6 seconds later, you
Bam,
put something
the same
and they
guy.
say automatically like
6
it.
seconds is pushing it. He does it in like 2.
Yeah, I mean, you will push enter, and within 2 seconds, bam, this guy likes it. And the only reason he likes it is so he can keep your attention because he's going to post something. He's going to post something on there, some stupid comment, right afterwards. And what does he do all day? What do you just sit on Facebook?
But that's the
All
internet.
day?
It's a way to not be with friends and accept the same feelings that you get with friends. Because if
I
you
hate
are
people.
with friends, you like to feel that you are a center of attention. You feel
I-
that if you say something quirky, that it's gonna be laughed upon, or just that sense of
You know, not necessarily be a center
accomplishment.
of attention, but just feel part of the group. I mean,
Yeah.
the reason why I like recording this podcast live is because I can see you guys. You know, we were thinking about recording this
Not really
podcast.
live.
We were thinking about
Recording.
recording this podcast on Skype, and I cannot get the same feeling, the same emotions through it as if it wasn't live.
Yeah, honestly, I can get the same feeling because I live below you in the same.
Yeah,
house,
by the way,
so-
Mike, we live in like a 2-story apartment. The first story is James and me, and below us is Mike and his fiance, which is pretty cool because they cook shit and we eat it. It works out.
I live in a different freaking town. I live down.
Well, what is it, like 15 minutes away? It's not too far.
Yeah, not
yeah,
too
it's about
far.
15, but it's like uphill, and I drive a Jeep, and this thing guzzles gas like a
Hey,
motherfucker.
look at the bright side. When you go home, it's no gas.
I
It's
just
downhill.
I slap it in neutral and just slide down the hill. It's pretty awesome. And plus, I'm trying to eat healthy. I'm trying, but I gotta pass McDonald's way to your house.
It's like, no, McDonald's. I'm actually, which reminds me, gas prices here in Europe. Holy fucking shit! What was it? 1.7?
Yeah, it's still up per liter, not per gallon over here, like the
Per
gas
liter.
guzzling
In good
Americans.
old America.
Good old America is still about the gallon, and I don't know, it's probably like $4 now.
No, it's
Prob-
actually 283.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, 1 U.S. gallon is 3.78 liters.
That's average, right?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
average.
Average, yeah.
Well, probably Kentucky. It's probably a little cheaper. It's like $2.50.
But what do we pay in Europe? We live in Sicily. How much do you pay?
It's probably like 180 for a liter.
So times that by 4.
And that, and
I
that's,
think it
and
was
by the way,
170.
and by the way,
Okay,
that's
here's the
that's
thing.
euro, not dollars.
Yeah.
Euro.
I put in 178 times 1.7, right?
You
And
thinking?
that's $6.42 per
per
liter.
gallon.
Per gallon? Yeah, per gallon.
Yeah, it's expensive.
$6.42 per gallon. What the fuck would you do if that was in the States?
Well, most of these
I would
Italians
shoot
here,
somebody.
most of these Italians drive these tiny, tiny cars that barely
They're
use.
a piece of shit, man. I
Yeah.
would be scared shitless if I was driving in that. Because
Well-
it's basically driving a cardboard box.
Basically,
You get in
yeah.
an accident, you're
But
dead.
but
you're
but
just dead.
but they drive like 30 miles an hour. It's not like if they get into an accident, it's not like much damage will be done. 'Cause, I mean,
No, you're talking about like 80-year-old people who drive 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, those freaking
Or
pandas.
30,
that-
30 clicks an
Yeah.
hour.
No, I'm talking about 30
Something
miles.
like
Because I drive a Jeep Wrangler. It's all in miles. But
Here in Sicily, you either drive slow as fuck or fast as fuck.
Yeah, it's
There's
in-
no in between. You know, like if you're behind someone, you're driving and you're behind someone. It's not like they're going to perfect speed. You're like, you know what? I don't need to pass him. I'll just follow him.
no.
You either pass them
You're
or
late to work.
they're like way ahead of you, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, how do
Yeah.
you guys feel about the way you drive here in Sicily?
Yeah.
How would you feel if you were to drive that in America?
Oh my God, people would be freaked out.
Yeah.
I would cause accidents because first of all, I don't pay attention to the posted speed limits. No one does. I drive however I feel comfortable because I mean, even if I've been with a friend who got pulled over by Carabinieri, and he started speaking English to him, and the dude's like, just slow down, go away. They won't give you tickets because they don't like dealing with Americans because they hate the language barrier. So
Kind of useful.
yeah, even if I get pulled over, I don't know how much I won't get a ticket. So it doesn't work the way in America. I mean, America, they will give you a ticket. They will, by God, will give you a ticket. If they have to just like talk really, really slow like a normal American does, they will.
All I gotta say is, you know it's bad when you have to dodge side mirrors.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
all I gotta say.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't happen either.
Like, on the way home, I gotta go through a small town before I get to Valpasso. I can say it, right? I drive through this small town, and there are cars parked on both sides. Not to mention that the fucking street is way too fucking narrow to have
Yeah.
anything even parked there. So while you're driving, you gotta deal with oncoming traffic and the cars parked on the side. So you're literally doing S swerves between parked cars and oncoming traffic because you don't want to hit the side mirrors. That's
Yeah.
fucking bad. Like, I love America for the wide streets, the fucking... Not only the wide streets, just the fact that the streets are fucking smooth.
yeah,
Because
that's true.
if you have a car here,
Like mine.
it will get fucked up. Not from an accident, but from the road.
Yeah, like I said, with my Wrangler, I don't have
You have a
smooth-
fucking Jeep. Blah.
the Dreep.
Dreep.
Yeah, I got a Dreep.
It's a Dreep.
Yeah, but I'm
Drink for
saying
that.
that the Jeep Wrangler has stiff suspension, you know, because if you take that thing off roading, you don't want it to bounce too much because you'll scrape your undercarriage. So I got really stiff suspension, and I feel every single bump in the road, and it's worse than a wooden roller coaster. It is that bad. It is horrible.
Within a year, I had to change every single tire I had. Within 1 year. That's pretty fucking bad.
Well, I've been lucky because my tires have kind of held out, and so has my suspension. I haven't actually. I mean, granted, I guess that's one benefit to having a Jeep is that it's used to.
Well, granted, somehow, out of the 4 tires, 2 of them had a screw or a nail in it. I don't know how, but it had a fucking nail in it.
Yeah, there are a lot of crap on the street.
All right. Enough about this shitty Sicily. What do we got? Oh, okay. I saw a buddy of mine post this on Facebook. It's porn and condoms. In the state of California, they're trying to pass a law where within the porn industry that they have to use condoms. Now, I understand that that's trying to promote for teens, saying okay, use condoms and whatever, which is fine, but it would ruin the porn industry.
Yeah,
it
why?
would ruin the
Okay.
industry because they would take all the revenue from California because they'd all move to a different state where they didn't have that law and give that other state
Sean,
more money.
why? Okay, in your right mind, if it's 18 legally to have sex, why are less than 18s watching porn?
Yeah, you have to. You gotta be 18 to watch porn, my friend.
Yeah, so why would they change something that is adult rated already? So they have already said that it's not good for the public. It's only for 18 and above. Why would they change an industry that has that? It's the same thing as saying, you know what? Cigarettes are okay for 18 and above, but you know what? If you are 16 years old and you had a pack of cigarettes, I'm not going to arrest you for that.
I don't understand the coalition there. I will say that they cigarette companies have, and by the way,
Well, you're putting a condom. You're putting a nipple on it. You're babying it. Why would you baby something that's adult rated already?
Because
I don't know if I'm drunk or not, but I'm not following that logic at all.
Everyone in this world, especially males, they watch porn as soon as they,
Are you admitting to watching porn?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I watch
You
fucking
sick,
porn?
perverted person.
I am not sick and perverted. I am a healthy male human being. I watch fucking porn, and I watched porn since I was like fucking. I don't even remember. Fucking what? 13, something like that.
But okay, let's just say this: if I'm following my own logic, right? If it's for adult content, then you shouldn't regulate it for less than adults, because of the fact that it's not meant for less.
But they
than
are
adults.
going to, because you had instances where cigarette companies, like you brought up, they would have back in the 50s, 60s, they had Flintstones advertising cigarettes. Now, why would they have Flintstones?
I remember that.
Adults,
but that is not saying that.
I remember the cartoons.
They did not say that they were advertising.
Yeah, they didn't
to
say that,
kids.
but they were. They were advertising to kids.
The same thing with the
generation.
Camel Joe. Camel Joe was a cartoon figure of a camel smoking cigarettes.
And you know what?
He was advertised for younger
the
Americans.
The cigarette companies try to hook teenagers because that's the best time to hook somebody, because they're susceptible to peer pressure. And if you get hooked at that young age, you will continue to smoke into your adulthood. Now, I can't really say much about that. I smoked whenever I was, I started smoking when I was 23, and I still smoke today.
I started smoking 16, 17, something like that.
Yeah, but there you go. I mean, my grandfather smoked when he was 13.
Although I am European, so you gotta take that into account.
My grandfather smoked till he was 13 on to 72. And he died of a heart attack, not lung cancer. But that was
moral of the story.
Yeah, moral of the story is don't smoke like us.
Fucking, I've been trying to cut back in cigarettes because I was a 2.5 packer a day. That's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking bad. I was able to reduce to a pack a day if I'm not drinking. Sadly, I go overboard when I'm drinking.
Well, lucky for me, I have a younger sister who doesn't drink or smoke, so I got spare parts on the way.
But
in case I get some bad things happen to me.
My father said, he started smoking around 16 and stopped around 30, 32, something like that. Yeah. But smoking is bad for you, kids. Just saying. God damn.
But on that whole porn thing, I won't mind too much. I don't really care if the guy has a condom or not, because honestly, I'm not looking at the penis. I
Yeah.
don't really care too much about that.
It's all about the badge, bro. It's all about the badge.
Or,
Yeah, okay. That brings up a good topic. What is the thing about porn that drives you to watch it? Like, what is that one instance that
It's definitely not the storyline. I'm telling you
no
that.
storyline. So storyline doesn't matter. Okay, Austin.
It's seeing hot chicks naked. That's
Okay,
obviously
hot
what it
chicks naked.
is.
Obviously, each person is different. You got a certain position that you like, right? Obviously, you're gonna watch porn. You're horny. You want to jerk off.
Yeah.
You want to do your thing, right?
We're animals. We like to watch other animals of the same species have sex.
Okay.
Yeah.
It arouses us. That's why I like watching porn.
For me, I love the reverse cowgirl. That is my favorite position. Because you have
Man.
literally
It's
a
kinda
widespread view
No,
of the
I
vagina.
understand you. It's like doggy style without you working.
What are we doing? Favorite position?
Yeah, well, I want to know you, Austin, because he just said reverse cowgirl, and that I say
'Cause you get a
that is
full-blown
like doggy
view of the
style
fucking
without
vagina.
you working. Is that
She
not
has
correct?
her
That
legs
is
spread.
correct.
She has
Well,
her legs
either way,
spread.
either cowgirl or reverse cowgirl, it doesn't really matter. I mean,
Well, what is your favorite position, Austin?
I don't know. I mean,
Come on, be honest.
Honestly, if I were to be honest, I can't really finish whenever a girl is riding me. I can't. I don't know what it is. I can go for hours. But I just can't do
Well,
it.
maybe because you don't feel
Are you saying like
accomplished.
you
I
can
don't.
only finish with a blowjob?
No, I can only finish it if
If
I'm
doing the
conquering.
thrusting,
You're doing it?
I gotta conquer. I gotta be up in there.
he has to
Huh.
have the
like
pelvic
a freaking
thrust
Viking with
in order to finish.
I-
For me
wait.
personally, I think that
I'm a power freak. I have to have control.
if the woman has her legs wrapped around my neck, I feel like I am in control.
How the hell
And
could you do that
this-
during sex? I want to.
It is
How do you do
it is a scientific fact that is a good position. Okay,
How?
I
How do
have
you
figured
manage
it out.
How do you manage that?
I wrap the right leg
Okay.
around my neck, and then
Oh.
I put the left leg interlocking their feet, and I say, "I will conquer thee."
I will conquer thee.
And I
Now my
shall
question.
thrust.
My question to you.
And I thrust.
I am.
Do you do-
Until I cannot thrust no more.
Do you use
The
the
conqueror.
the Western world planting a flag?
I
'Cause
do not.
That's how you know if you own something. So you have the flag planted.
Well,
I don't know about you guys, but if I have a condom on, I cannot finish it.
I
For
can.
some reason,
I
it
can.
has to be a blowjob.
I don't know.
I can only finish
maybe
with a blowjob.
you are borderline gay because a man and a woman can give you a blowjob.
Hey,
Oh,
that's fucking offensive, man. That cuts deep.
it cuts deep, yo.
No,
That cuts deep.
I have no quorums with
Quorums or
homosexuals.
qualms?
Are you correcting me?
Yes,
In the
I am.
middle of my sentence?
Quarrel.
I have.
You say quarrel or qualms,
I said quorums.
but you
And
can't.
we will replay this podcast for you.
But no, you get quorums. It's either qual or qualms or quarrel. Quorums, I think, is a cross between the words. It's not a real word.
Well, anyway,
Wait, here's the
he
thing.
who has not had sex
Guys
in
do
3
not
months.
turn me on. Women
Shut
who
your
are
mouth.
naked do. That's all I got. That's just
Okay,
how it is.
well, naked women. Okay, so you like naked women.
Fuck
I
yeah.
actually do like women in lingerie.
That is true too. I like
Because
Okay, that
it
is-
imagination.
That's kind of
It leaves
Imagination.
the imagination open. So what is it that about
Imagination.
naked women have to you towards women in lingerie?
I like. Well, here's the thing. I like both.
He doesn't have imagination.
But naked is fucking
the
naked.
point.
So
It's a period on your sentence.
yeah, pretty much. I mean,
What can you say? I understand that you like to get to the point,
yeah.
and you like to see women naked.
Fuck
But
yeah.
okay, Austin.
Yeah.
How about you? What do you like your women? Do you like your women with a little bit of mystery, or do you like your women straight
Well,
out?
I like to get ready. I
Okay.
enjoy the mystery aspect. But then when I go to town, it's got to be all naked.
Well, everybody likes lingerie on the ground. I
That is
think
true.
that personally,
Right.
That's where it belongs.
I love lingerie. I love women buying lingerie. It's expensive. I buy it for women. I appreciate women that buy it for men. But I honestly think that in the end, if lingerie is on the bedroom floor, it's better.
True.
Right. Well, here's the thing: you're spending all this money on lingerie when, in the end, it will end up on the floor.
Yep.
No.
So,
Well,
Not necessarily, because
you
it's
tuck it aside
it's a
and just
proven
go for
fact
it.
that you can do it without even doing it.
Okay, so
What?
from what I
Cite your
understand
studies.
is you like foreplay a lot. Foreplay, roleplay, whatever it is, you like that a lot more because it's all upon your imagination.
Well,
For
I
me, it's all about the act, right? I know for a fact that women love foreplay. Reason why they watch porn is the whole fucking storyline and then how it goes into it.
Storyline in porn? What the hell are you talking about?
he said he doesn't even matter about the
It
porn.
doesn't. I just skip to the right part.
Exact the fucking
go
lutely.
right- I
Yeah,
I utilize the time bar and I just go right to the part I want to look at.
exactly. Men goes to the point where when women watch from fucking 00.00
I don't
or
think
colon
I don't even know that for a
000 to fucking wherever it goes to, right?
I don't know if you know that for a fact. I think you're making stuff up. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure women like the fucking
We have a woman here. She
storyline.
says no.
I'm pretty sure they like the storyline. I like to put money on it. But I'll leave it all on whoever watching this. Posting comments, whatever. But men, we like to go to, or at least most of us go to the point, right? Because
Yep.
foreplay is way too long. We're way too horny for that shit, especially if we're by ourselves watching porn. We'll just go to a point, finish up, and done. Right?
Well, you know what's enjoyable to me is the fact that the woman wants to entertain me. So if it be it that she wants to foreplay,
are you talking about
dress-
like lap dances?
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That's a part of foreplay
Oh,
because
right.
they're enticing you. If they want to do that, honestly, let them be.
Right.
I'm pretty sure the Beatles had a great song called "Let It
Because
Be."
that's exactly what they're
Because-
talking about.
Let it be.
You just let it be. Honestly, with women, if you just let them do whatever they want, but honestly, as men, because we are three men, if we just let them be, they are going to be okay with that. If you feel that you are supervising and you feel still in control as a man, you would understand that you are still in control. As a woman, they're going to be like, I am enticing you. I feel like I am in control. If you let them feel like that, they are going to get off a lot faster and get off a lot better. And they will not discredit what you do. Because if you think about the foreplay, if women are doing all the foreplay, they are doing all the work. And
True.
if they feel that
listen, it is a proven fact that women love foreplay. And obviously, the better the foreplay is, not necessarily the longer, but the better the foreplay is, the better they will enjoy the whole sexual act
yes,
of sex.
Okay.
men like sex, women like sex. Find the middle.
The middle.
Any case, I
Find
gotta
it.
stop you guys from here. Thank you for listening to